Two new shows coming this fall here at Wize Sports Bettin. Peace and profits, family, and thanks for watching Wize Plays WNBA. Today is Sunday, September the 21st, and we have two games on the slate. This is going to be a quick read today with no intro, so eyes sharp. We're looking for trap lines. Game 1 between the Indiana Fever at Las Vegas Aces. Game time is early today. That's why I'm hitting it early. 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The money line is Fever plus 350, Aces minus 455. The total is 163.5. Betting over the total is at minus 108, under at minus 112. The spread is Fever plus 9, minus 115, Aces minus 9 at minus 105. This is a stat best channel, okay? So we always look at who's stat best. Overall, all right, we look at that first. And that would be the Aces. Aces are 30 and 14. Fever are 24 and 20. Fever are 6 of 10 on the road. Aces are 9 and 1 at home. Fever played Aces 3 times this season. Fever won 2 of those 3 games. June 22nd, Aces won at home 89-81 for a total of 170. July 3rd, Fever won at home 81-54 for a total of 135. July 24th, Fever won again at home 80-70 for a total of 140. Now, the Fever's 2 wins included significant players that are out now. We had Clark, Cunningham, McDonald, and Colson. So this isn't the same Fever team, okay? But they have compensated exceptionally with Boston Mitchell, Sims, Smith. Hull deserves a shout out, okay? Howard. All right, my hometown team, the Fever, unfortunately, are outgunned tonight statistically. The Aces are just a higher pedigree team. You got Wilson, a reigning MVP and co-defensive player of the year, putting up over 23 and 10 a night. You got Jackie Young, who can fill a stat sheet and even threaten a triple-double. Kelsey Plum, one of the best premier scorers in the league. And don't forget Chelsea Gray, all right? She's the floor general who keeps their offense flowing. So, while Boston, Mitchell, Sims, and Smith stepped up, statistically, the Aces bring more firepower and balance, both offensively and defensively. So, but with that being said, don't act like my Fever are Labrador Retrievers in a Greyhound race, all right? They got receipts too, okay? Boston and Howard combined piled up more double-doubles than A'ja Wilson by herself. Okay, Wilson scored 21 double-doubles this season, but together they scored 28. Mitchell can score with anybody. And Sims and Smith, they've been filling a whole lot of gaps. So statistically, I just want to say that my Fever, they belong on this track. So I'm personally hoping the human factor kicks in and Indy pull off this. But statistically, even both teams have consistent double-digit scores, okay? Vegas, their top 3, Wilson, Plum, and Young, they all average in the high teens to 20s. But Indiana's top 3 sit more in the mid-teens. Mitchell, 18 points per game. Boston, 15. Smith, 14. Solid, but their averages sit lower. So statistically, Aces bring more top-end scoring punch on a nightly basis. My money line pick is the Aces. Now, as far as the spread, I'm not the sharpest in the game, but I am smart enough to know when not to touch a line. Fever are 2-1 against the spread versus the Aces this season, okay? So they covered more often, but they're 8-2 against the spread in their last 10. Both of them are. The Aces are 8-2. The Fever are 8-2. So there's no real statistical lock. They've both been hot. There's no edge. I don't like this +9 Fever. I think it's overinflated. I think the Fever can keep it closer than that. And so I'm fading this line in game 1. There's just no edge to read, all right? I don't do coin flips with my bankroll. Now, the total, 163.5. Aces average, their points per game this season is 83.2, and the Fever is 84.9. Fever allow about 81.5 points per game. So using those numbers as a rough guide, A total for Fever versus Aces lands around 165 to 170 points, depending on pace and how defenses match up. Fever totals in their last 10 went over 6 of 10 times, and Aces went over 7 of 10 times, with Vegas home and all three of their stars averaging high teens or more. So the statistical edge is toward the over tonight. All right, so quick recap. My money line pick is Aces. I'm fading the spread due to no edge. And the total is over 163.5. I mean, that spread, that +9, even Jimmy the Greek at that +9.9, even Jimmy the Greek would shrug and be like, what? All right. And for those of you who don't know who Jimmy the Greek was, he was a famous old school mafia capper back in the day. I know I'm crazy, but it's true. Even Jimmy the Greek would be like, what? Why are you basing this on? This is based on, what's the word I'm going to look for? This is based on market perception, not math. So, game 2 on the slate. Game 1, which is game 1 between Phoenix Mercury and Minnesota Lynx. Game time is 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I like that time better. The money line is Mercury plus 260, Lynx minus 325. The total is 158.5. Bettin over is at minus 105, under at minus 115. The spread is Mercury plus 7 at minus 108, and Lynx minus 7 at minus 112. First off, overall stat best is Minnesota Lynx. These cats are 34-10. Mercury is 27-17. Both teams have leaned under in their last 10, and both are built on defense. Defense, okay? Mercury holds opponents in the 60s and 70s lately, and the Lynx finished the season with the best defensive rating in the league. But that under isn't just a trend, just so you know. When I added up the recent scoring and defensive averages, I landed around 155 to 160, which makes sense that the line would put it in the middle. The books would put it in the middle at 158.5. And so, but statistically, the lean stays under. Mercury went under in 6 of their last 10, and the Lynx went under in 8 of their last 10. Head-to-head this season, they met 3 times. Lynx won all 3 games. And two of the 3 games went under the total that we have today. And the third game was only over by 2 points. So, just so you know, Lynx won by 15. They won by 9. And then the third time they won by 18. So, it's a no-brainer for me statistically. My money line pick is the Lynx. Total under 158.5, and Lynx to cover the spread. Now, player props. These come off the top of my head. I haven't checked the lines and looked for value, but it's early in the morning. The game comes on at noon, and I want to give you what's off the top. That way, you might be able to go there and catch value before I do. Okay? By the time I go to check, the lines probably will have shifted. So here's what I got off the top. Wilson over 24.5. Mitchell plus 20, Boston plus 5 rebounds. Okay, we hit on those last week. After that, I'm going to check Howard plus 4 rebounds, Turner plus 4 rebounds, Thomas plus 15 points, Wilson plus 8 rebounds, Gray plus 7 rebounds, Gray plus 7 assists, Smith plus 6 rebounds, Sabali, who I like to call Sabali, I'm going to check her plus 14 points. I'm also going to check Sabali plus 8 rebounds. I'm going to look at Lloyd plus 8 points. I'm going to look at Copper plus 15 points. I'm going to look at Bonner plus 10 points. Bonner plus 6 rebounds. Collier plus 20. I'm going to look at Collier plus 5 rebounds. Shepard plus 6 rebounds. I mean, y'all, my list could go on and on when it comes to player props. So I'm going to look at all of those props. And I'm going to look at their PRAs. And I'm going to look at threes. So check back later about 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, which is about, 4 or 5 hours from now by the time this video goes up. So you can check that list, and you might catch stuff earlier at better prices than I do. Thank you. And I got to put up the Major League Baseball picks up in about an hour or so. Thank you for watching Wize Plays WNBA. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with a sports betting friend of yours if you found it interesting or entertaining in any way. And remember, bet wise and never Bet more than you can afford to lose, all right? See you on the next one, and thanks for watching.